What's up?
Howdy, ma'am.
Howdy.
Ma'am.
Hoe down, throw down, going down. Friday night.
How many more?
26.2.
Yeah. Cowboy theme.
Cowboy theme. I may have ordered some hats.
We don't own these normally.
Well, now we do.
Well, yeah, but before. This isn't a daily wear type of thing.
David was making fun of the fact that this hat sits on my head, like on top of my head and not down. I have a huge head.
Jocelyn has a huge noggin.
Yeah, we've measured. Mine's bigger than yours.
Yeah, by a lot.
Like an orange on a toothpick.
It's got to hold that big brain ears.
Yeah, I guess so. Lots of knowledge in there. That's
Yeah.
where I keep it.
Mine's
My
mostly empty.
mega mind.
Mine's mostly empty, so it's pretty small.
But you look good in that cowboy hat right now.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. All right. I got you guys. You need a hat. I got some bandanas. We're going to bust out the belt buckles and the cutoffs and the flannels and
Yeah.
the country playlist.
But it's going to have to be like EDM.
Yes.
We're not listening to twangy country as we work out.
This is my favorite name for a category of music. EDM.
EDM.
Like EDM, like dance music, but country music, like yeehaw.
Yeah.
It's EDM.
Yeah.
That's my fave. Anyway,
Anyways, workout.
Anyway, the workout.
We have a workout.
So overhead walking lunges.
Yeah.
Love those.
Don't love those.
Dumbbell snatches. Hate those.
Okay with those.
Pull-ups.
Love those.
Love those.
Yeah.
Chest to bar pull-ups.
Also okay.
Also, you love those. Ring muscle-ups.
Yeah, they're great.
Also, you love those. I'm like okay on those things. Medium. So let's talk some techniques, some strategy. The lunges. I love overhead lunges. I would highly recommend mobilizing your shoulders as much as you can over the next couple days. If you can get your shoulder all the way open and locked out in a straight stacked up position, you just waste so much less energy holding that dumbbell over your head. So get that arm straight up and down, get that shoulder mobilized, do some stretching tonight, tomorrow morning, that kind of thing. We're going to see a whole lot of no reps and controversy about those lunges. You just know that that's coming. Hiller and crew are going to be all over that. So you got to touch the back knee to the ground. The hips have to pass through full extension. You can't stay in a little low Russian dancer kind of thing, and can't do halvesies where you don't touch your knee to the ground. And one of my big pet peeves about range of motion is people that just don't do the last lunge. Mm-hmm. That drives me crazy.
They put the foot down in a kneel and then they set
and
the
then
dumbbell.
just walk away.
Yeah.
And they don't stand up and do the rep of the last lunge. So good clean reps, everyone. One foot across the line, the other foot across the line, stand up all the way, full extension with the dumbbell overhead, and then you get to put it down and walk away. So don't be losing time or work to just idiotic no reps like you didn't do the last lunge. Like just finish off.
I think people that can lunge quickly are at risk of missing the standing tall at the top. So you just have to make sure you stand up all the way.
Yep.
If you're stepping quick, that's fine, but stand up. And you're going to see a lot of that in the like high level scores of the people that have like inefficient judges and don't really pay attention.
Mm-hmm. Dumbbell snatches. We do have to alternate hands this year.
Yeah.
Previous years, it was a 5 on one side, 5 on the other, or switch hands whenever, different standards, which is just part of the variance of CrossFit. The standard is whatever they say the standard is, and it can change from year to year. No one is entitled to or guaranteed that standards are unchanging. That's not how it is at all. So you can change hands on the way down if you've got that good finesse to kind of drop it hand to hand, or the quick switch on the ground. I'm pretty sure, or it should be in here, no changing hands overhead, which was not a rule the first year they did dumbbell snatches in the open. And then it was a rule in the following years, because you can imagine why. Hand to hand overhead, and then you just miss the handoff and you're like, whoopsies, now you need a helmet. So
50-pound dumbbell on your head.
Not a good look.
And on the lunges, you don't have to switch arms.
Ooh, yeah.
You can at the end of a 20-foot length, but you're not allowed to switch arms while you're doing the length. So it has to be unbroken on your arm for 20 feet, and then you can switch every time. But then dumbbell snatches, you have to switch.
Dumbbell snatches, you have to. So if you have a shoulder with poor mobility, you could potentially do all the lunges on one arm.
Yeah. It will cause some interference later.
Fatigue,
But
not a great idea. But if you had a severe injury, mobility restriction thing you had to work around, that's an option to use to do all the lunges on the good arm.
Scaled weight for those two movements is 20 pounds for the ladies, 35 for the guys. RX is 35 for the ladies, 50 for the guys. So when we talk about like lunge weight, it's not heavy, right? Like we back rack lunge way more than that. So it's more just about like how quick you can move and then just being able to hold overhead in a good position.
Yeah, if we think to our 10 physical skills, there needs to be an element in these tests, the test balance, the test flexibility, test the coordination, those kinds of skills that don't necessarily come out with something less demanding on the positions and things. So that's where we'll see this. Nobody's going to fail because they can't lunge 20 pounds. People are going to fail because their shoulder mobility sucks, their balance sucks, that kind of thing. We just can't get in the right position.
Yeah. So those two pieces are fairly quick. You saw on the demonstration video, like they were flying. So for us normal people, I feel like we're not going to move that quickly, but it's still not going to take a ton of time, which means you're going to have quite a bit of time to work on the pulling movements. We're starting with the 20 pull-ups, and then we go to 20 chest to bar, and then we finish with 20 ring muscle-ups. These are going to be the hardest muscle-ups you've done for those of us that are, you know, not elite level athletes, because the interference you're going to have with the 20 pull-ups and 20 chest to bars is going to be massive.
And the dumbbell snatches too. Like that gets very grippy and pulley as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You're holding something the whole time, right? So it's going to be a grippy workout. And we saw, did you say it Miriam? Miriam. Blow up a little bit, right? She came hot out of the gate. She got no rep on a lunge, had to go all the way back to finish up that rep. And then when she got to her muscle ups, she was doing twos and struggling quite a bit. I think they all went pretty much unbroken on the pull-ups. I would definitely not recommend that for the average person. I can do 20 pull-ups in a row, but if I do 20 pull-ups in a row, my chest to bars are going to feel way worse. And then I'm going to end up doing small sets on the muscle ups. You will lose way more time by doing ones and twos on the muscle ups instead of doing threes, fours, fives, versus the time you would need to just drop off the bar and shake out the hands real quick to do maybe 4 sets of 5 on the pull-ups. So unless you're an elite level athlete who's trying to put up like a world-class score, I think it's worth breaking up the pull-ups into 4 sets of 5 or even more if you're not a great puller.
You know, quick singles, my strategy every year, the chest to bars.
Yeah.
And every year I'm like, next year I'm going to link my chest to bar pull-ups and work on these. And then I don't. And then here we are, 16 years in the open. I will be doing single chest to bars the whole time.
Yeah. I would say those of us that struggle with pull-ups, we're going to really try to work our hips because it's going to be a struggle to like strict pull-ups. So you're really going to have to use your hips. We're going to have to keep these things. If you're good at butterfly, that's great. But again, just don't come too hot out of the gate on that first round. It's not about the pull-ups. It's about the chest to bar leading into the bar or the ring muscle ups. So big hips, you know, minimal grip time under tension on the bar, break it up before you need to. Just be smart in your strategy for this one. The things that I like to think about when I'm doing a regular pull-up is just pulling my elbows down and then kind of reaching the chin up, because the less height I need, the easier it's going to be. So in a competition setting like this, reach your chin as much as possible. For the chest to bar, if I pull my elbows straight down, I can't touch my chest, my shoulders collapse, and I can't really get there. So we need to think about pulling the elbows back, expanding the chest, and trying to think about more of a ring row in a vertical position. So elbows down on the pull-ups, reaching the chin, elbows back, lifting the chest on the chest to bar pull-ups. Should you get to the muscle-ups, I don't know. Pray whatever you
Muscle up,
need.
Jesus, please. Can I have some muscle up?
It's going to be like, that first one's going to be a doozy. I think you're going to see a lot of people fail their first attempt at a muscle up, even if they're okay at muscle ups. If you're great at muscle ups, you probably won't, but I think you'll be surprised in how difficult they're going to feel. So again, get those hips up high, but not the feet. The rule is your feet can't come up above the rings. So you need the feet to go up, the hips to go up, and then the shoulders to transfer over fast. And the big thing that, you know, everybody knows, if we're doing the chicken wing, it's super inefficient. It's not going to hold out very long. Try to get both of those shoulders together. Try to do a big sit up to get yourself over the rings.
That's just like the gymnastics equivalent of a rounded back deadlift.
Yeah.
You're like, ugh, that's going to hurt later.
And we're going to see some.
Oh, for sure.
You're going to see a lot of them.
Rounded back
It
deadlifts.
happens.
And does everyone's spine blow up the second they do one rounded back deadlift? No, but you know, over time and moving like that and reps like that. So there is an element of like the open is competitive and you get caught up in the energy, but you still have to remain anchored in reality of like, it's still all just for fun.
Yeah.
This is still just a community fun Friday night party thing. So let's not get ourselves to the point of taking like crazy risks or doing something unsafe or injuring ourselves in the open where now you're out for 3 months. Like that's not the point of this thing. So take the extra rest, take the extra minute, move well, get yourself like, I can do ring muscle ups. I'm not super great at them and definitely not super great at them under fatigue. So it's a matter of like, I'll probably take a minute, literally a minute, and like maybe sit down. And then I'm going to chalk the right part of my hands. And then I'm going to make sure I really dig my false grip in there. And I'm going to make sure I pop my hips up and like think very specifically, very purposefully about the proper technique.
Yeah. I don't think if you struggle with these movements, you can't rush them. You're just going to have to like choose rest before rest chooses you. I think that the people that are elite, that are again trying to put up a time, are going to have to push the pace, but there is a chance that you push it too much and you blow up like what happened to Miriam. I guarantee she's going to redo that workout and probably be much faster the second time around. But again, for us normal humans out there, we just want to try to get as far as we can. Now, as far as timing goes, all the elite level girls were done between 7 and 8 minutes. I feel like for average people, you're probably going to get to the muscle ups by 8 to 10 minutes. So you'll have somewhere around 5 minutes probably to work on muscle ups, as long as you don't really struggle with the chest to bar pull-ups. And if you're struggling with the chest to bar pull-ups, you don't have to worry about the muscle ups. We'll just focus on the chest to bar pull-ups. But those of you that can do the pull-ups, I feel like you're going to have some time to work on those muscle ups. So again, we don't need to rush it. We just need to be not missing reps. Every missed rep is so much harder to recover from. So try to just wait until you're ready. Be smart with how quickly you're going through it.
Now, someone yesterday asked me, one of the people on Team Brio that's new to the Open this year, and they're like, can I do a combo of the RX and the scaled movements in the Open? And I was like, officially, no. When you log your score, you're going to log either a scaled score or an RX score. But every rep, even one rep of the RX version of the workout is ranked above a billion reps of the scaled version or the fastest time of the scaled version. So leaderboard wise, it's always better for you to attempt or do as much as you can of the RX version of the workout. And then like for the sake of participation and getting a workout tomorrow night, you can carry on and do the scaled version for the remainder to the time cap if you want. But the score you log. So in this case, because it's people won't have pull-ups or won't have chest to bar pull-ups. That's going to be the thing.
Yeah.
So you would do the lunges if you can do the 35-pound dumbbell. You would do the snatches as long as you can do the dumbbell. And then you would log that score, which is, how are they scoring this? So that would be a 4 for the lengths of the lunges.
Yeah,
and 20 for, so you would log a 24 RX. There's probably a tie break time on there. And then you could spend the rest of the time trying to get your first pull-up. If you've never done a pull-up before, the Open is always so full of those like magical moments, which is so fun. If you know that pull-up's a long way off for you, then you could, if you wanted to, carry on doing the scaled version of jumping pull-ups, then regular pull-ups, then chest bar pull-ups.
Yeah. And even if you're going to, like, let's say that 35-50 is above your comfort zone and you know it's not safe for you to do that weight, the scaled option, it's the same thing, except we do jumping pull-ups to start. It's a 6-inch height off your cowboy hat to the bar, or use your head, at least 6 inches. And then jumping chin over bar, and then we do regular pull-ups. So that would be a good opportunity to try to get that first pull-up as well, even if you are doing the scaled version. So again, if you really do struggle with pull-ups and you know you're not even close, you're only going to get so far into this workout. And then again, we just got to make good choices, because sometimes people tear up their hands by doing too many attempts at trying to get that first muscle up. So again, know yourself, do what you can, and enjoy the experience and try to push it.
Here's a question I have for you. Would you wear grips in this workout?
I will. Yeah. Yeah. And usually what I do is I wear them. Like, I have one pair that I've really broken in that I actually like wearing. And then I have another pair that's fairly fresh that I'm not a big fan of. I would wear them just so that I can treat myself to taking them off at some point. Because like, it might be the chin over bar's fine, and then the chest to bar is kind of like where I dislike them. So maybe even just to save a little bit, wear them for part of it. And then when you treat yourself and take them off and then jump up on the bar and you're like, oh yes, here we go. But again, I have a pair that I really like that I prefer to do ring muscle ups with them. I feel I get locked in a little bit better with these reps. So yeah, I'll wear them. But if you're not a huge fan, again, you might have to try it and decide whether you want to just get them off or not.
Yeah. And I'm the opposite opinion. I feel like it's such low volume on the pull-ups. It's only 20 pull-ups. It's only 20 chest bar pull-ups. that it's of no worth for me to wear grips, and I hate them so much. And then because we're going to get really grippy and the forearms are going to be a thing, having that restriction of the Velcro around my wrist just makes my forearms like blow up. So it wouldn't, for me, it's not worth it. It's not enough volume. I have to get closer to like 100 pull-ups or more for my hand skin to be at risk. And then I do find, like, obviously I'm not a big fan of grips. That's no secret. I think people overuse them and rely on crutches like that in a way that leads to poor movement. So this is what I say to people now, how I do CrossFit injury-free in my 40s. If my hand skin is getting close to tearing, probably so is the tolerance of my bicep tendon and my labrum of my shoulder. So that's my like canary in the coal mine of have I had enough for today and do I need to knock it off? If my hands are ripping, probably so is my other connective tissue at the limits of its volume for that day. And then a lot of grips force you to go thumbs over, which automatically pulls your elbows and shoulders into a less active position and puts you at a greatly increased risk of shoulder injuries, bicep tendon stuff. If you have really good grip strength and really good lat and shoulder strength like you do, you can afford to go thumbs over and give away 30% or more of your grip strength. But for regular people that struggle to even hang on a bar for 30 seconds, you don't have that much buffer. Like a games athlete does to be able to give away some of that strength and position. So that's like a caution sign for me with the grips. Just be careful. And like I said, you know, keep your wits about you. You got to make good choices. Stay anchored in reality of like what's a good idea and what's not a good idea.
I think a lot of it too comes down to how strong you are at pull-ups. If you're not a strong pull-upper, those chest to bars, each one might be like a 1 rep max effort, in which case you're probably doing a really big swing and it's way less efficient and way less ideal. But again, if you are doing those huge, big swings just to see how far into it you can get, you're probably going to want to wear a wrap just for a little bit of protection. But again, it's not a ton of volume for people that are decent at pull-ups. So do what you need to do.
Yeah. So I guess that's like a personal choice, grips or no grips.
Yeah.
I would find they would greatly interfere with the snatches and the overhead position.
I'll take them off for the dumbbell for sure. Yeah. And I'm not going to be rushing exactly for a lot of this stuff. So I'll have time to, whatever, flip the grip around.
Yeah. I was surprised to see the scaled division is still the overhead lunge.
Yeah.
I honestly thought we would see scaled would have maybe the option to go shoulder it or overhead, but nope, that's good. We're all testing our mobility, which I actually love.
Yeah.
I think it's a great movement. I think the workout is fun. It looks cool.
Yeah, it's a fun one. It's definitely it's a dangerous one where you can get real deep into water real quick if you come out hot. So I feel like it's going to be an underappreciated one and how difficult it's actually going to be. I think people are going to look at it and be like, oh, that looks pretty good. I think I can crush that. And then it's going to crush you.
Yeah. So just like last week, you will be judging someone else. So make sure you're familiar with the standards. Get those no reps warmed up. We are definitely going to have to be giving some no reps on those lunges, sometimes even on the snatches. For sure, people will be missing some pull-ups here and there. You will see chests not touching the bar, and you will just have to be, on the high integrity, honest system of saying if it's good or if it's not good. We talked about this last week. It's not nice to let someone think they did a rep when they didn't actually do the rep. The kind, high integrity thing to do is be honest. Did the chest touch the bar or not?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Chest to bar, not chest near bar.
Not, oh, you tried. Good job. Close enough. No, that's not how we operate.
That's right.
And like last week we saw, God, there are so many affiliates out there just letting some absolute bullshit go by. Stop doing that. You're making us look bad. Making us look like high rocks out there. Jesus Christ. And like, not only are there videos on the leaderboard for people that did video submissions outside of affiliates with just garbage range of motion on the wall balls, but affiliates are posting videos like reels of their members not doing full reps. And I'm like, what are you doing? Does that mean you don't even have the awareness to know, like, that's a bad look. That's embarrassing for me. Mother just did 9 out of 10 no rep wall balls. I should probably not post that video. But that kind of stuff I find baffling. So
I know.
All we can do is control what we can control. We're a good affiliate. We're one of the good ones. We have high standards. Our athletes move well. Anything that's on video, I should be proud to post it because I'm like, hell yes, that's legit. That's what we do. And if other people have less integrity or lower standards, we can't really do anything about that.
Yeah.
So whatever.
We're probably going to have to do smaller heats this time around. So we're going to do a 4 o'clock start time, and then we'll go every hour because we are going to need some time in between the 15 minutes to, you know, set up and make sure people have their bars and everything organized. If anybody needs the like measured thing, we got to get that sorted out. So we'll go on the hour starting at 4. Yeah, should be fun.
And yeah, we'll have to make some lanes, obviously going across the gym. We need a 20-foot section, pull-up bars available on either side, but we also need some rings available in some of the lanes for those of us that are going to get to the ring muscle-ups.
Yeah.
And then like some buffer, some kicky buffer if people are getting those big hip swings going on. We don't want to be booting anybody in the face while they're doing their lunges nearby. So yeah, so a little smaller number of people in the heats just to accommodate everybody. So we'll start slightly earlier. So we'll go 4, 5, 6, 7 with 16 people in each heat instead of 20 like we did last week.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool. Well, dig out the belt buckles, the flannel.
Get your spurs and assless chaps.
some
Do you know that all chaps are assless? So you don't even have to say assless chaps.
Oh, that's
you just say
redundant.
chaps.
You just say chaps,
Yeah.
but it's more fun.
It's like
if you
chai
make
tea.
someone think.
Chai tea.
Jumbo shrimp.
TT.
ATM machine.
ATM machine.
PIN number.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those.
There's a lot of those.
What a redundant world we live in.
Redundant world. Well, I look forward to your chaps tomorrow. All right. See you
guys.
there.